Ezekiel, and by the special grace of God, Executive Chairman of the Justice Law Government Council. Well, I am born into a family of 7 with 2 girls and 5 males. I am the fourth born of the family, and I hail from Fusun district in Justice Law Government Council. And I'm a Christian. And by the special grace of God, I'm a holder of MBA and a certified national accountant. I did my primary school way back in 1983 to 88, no, 77 to 83, and then my secondary school 83 to 88, after which I went to Building Bible College in Gombe State, where I studied theology for 4 years. I finished in 1992, and from there I wanted to go further, but then I couldn't get admission into JETS. I sat for the exam, I passed, and I needed to undergo 1 year practical experience, and my quest then was to further my education. And I went to the Polytechnic, where I studied Diploma in Secretarial Studies. I finished in 1996. From there, I gained employment with Tekan headquarters. I worked for a year, to be precise, January to October 1998. And I contested for councillorship election in 1998, and I won. We were sworn in June 1999, and we served for 3 years to 1992. And from then, I been in politics, even though I did not get elected. I joined the civil service in 1996, sorry, 2006, where I was employed as an accountant too. I'm posted to Bogos Law Government Council, where I worked for till my election as council chairman of the Law Government Council in the election that took place in 2021. And that's my working experience. As for academic pursuit, like I told you, I schooled in Building Bible College, where I finished 92, and then Plateau State Polytechnic 1994 to 1996. I then went to Plateau State Polytechnic again for another diploma in business studies, after which I did my HMB in business management. And then I went to ATV Bauchi, where I had a PGD in management, and then the MBA. And by the year 2020, I had my professional course at ANAN in court. That's why I said I'm certified national accountant. I am such a person that has unsatiable quest for knowledge, thereby trying to improve myself at any given opportunity. And coupled with that, I equally have passion for service. That has been the motivating factor. I always want to give out myself for others, to see how I will better their lot. And alongside my watching career, it may interest you to know also that I am also involved in so many associations. I've been an ESCO of ACCDA, which is Affairs Cultural and Community Development Association at the district branch level. And as I am speaking with you now, I'm the national PRO of our tribal association. And in the institution that I have attended, at one point in time being an ESCO of my departmental association, and thereby contributing my quota towards the advancement of anything I find myself doing. And that really gives me inspiration to go into politics. My father worked in the Northeast, precisely in Gombe State, and he retired from service in 1993 and came back home. It was not quite 6 months after our return home that I contested for councillorship and I won. I don't know. I keep asking myself, what endeared me to the heart of my people? Having stayed at home not for up to 6 years, and they voted for me. Since our return home, I have been active in community activities. And I think that was what endeared me to the heart of the people, and they gave me their mandate. At the first shot, at the first attempt, I was elected councillor, and I served for 3 years, after which I joined the public service, civil service, and then I now came back again to contest for chairmanship election. And God, in His own infinite mercy, gave me victory. And like I told you, I am passionate about improving my community, improving others as well. So that, to me, is a passion. And I drive joy in doing that. I think that's the motivating factor. I must give glory to God for what we've been able to achieve within this period in office. 1 year and 2 months. And I cannot attribute it to myself. But then, when you are given a task, you have to, first of all, define why you are there. Primary responsibility of government to provide services for the people. And if you are able to get your objectives right, you see how to pursue them within the resources available. And to the glory of God, I think we have done our best. And I want to appreciate you for, and the general public, for considering me worthy to be adjudged the best performing local government chairman on the plateau in the year 2022. And I think it's prompt and judicious use of available resources. If we are able to identify the resources at your disposal and identify areas of need you want to address, you now define how to go about addressing these needs. And when you make proper use of resources, you can achieve a lot. It's not all about how much you have, but how well you use what you have to any meaningful development at the grassroots level. Local government being the government at the grassroots is the government that is closest to the people, and therefore any developmental needs are felt at that stage, at that point. And therefore, if local government autonomy is guaranteed, you will see accelerated development happening at the grassroots level. The quest for over-rural migration is due to the poor state of our communities at the rural level. If local government autonomy is fully granted, I bet you will see a lot happening at the grassroots level. And our development will be accelerated. Therefore, we want to appreciate the executive government because he's doing his best, looking at other states and the report we are receiving from other states. We cannot say our own situation is bad, but then our governor deserves to be commended for giving the local government chairman, to a large extent, free hand to operate. But I think a lot needs to be done, and that will accelerate our development as a nation. Thank you. It's a product of planning, good planning. I know I am somebody who wants to address issues, attend to situations, but you discover that coming at this platform of being chairman of an government, you are faced with a lot of challenges. Individual, communities, associations, and administering the office of the chairman. The task is enormous, and it requires proper planning, trying to plan your day very well and even your week, and that helps one keep going. And it's not easy. Definitely it's not easy, but then with good planning, you discover that you're achieving your targets, and That gives you joy, and that makes the work a lot easier. I must say it's very, very taxing, because if you are passionate about solving needs and you are encountered with Herculean tasks that you may not be able to handle at all, at times you get bored and depressed. But then we thank God, because you can only do your best. You cannot go beyond your limit. So to a large extent, it's being accessible to the people and try to explain the situation. When the people get to know your true position, they will appreciate the fact that you are accessible and you are transparent. But by the time you are holding information, or you are not accessible, all kinds of rumors will fly left, right, and center, and people may not understand you that. But the most important thing, whether you don't have resources to meet needs, be accessible and trying to provide explanations. And you discover that the people will appreciate the little effort you are making.
So, sir, when you don't work, what do you do? What is your hobby?
Well, I discover that I am always busy, and that I hardly have time for leisure. But then, I usually rewind attending events or watching football. I like sports, especially football. I'm an Arsenal fan, so I like watching games and then having time with friends and family as well. And I get involved in activities as well. In fact, I miss going to Bible studies, prayer meetings, and what have you a lot, because before I come back home, it is all over and it's late in the night. But then, whenever I have an opportunity to engage in church activities, I take that seriously. And you may be interested to know that I still preach. I still have preaching engagement this Sunday and upper Sunday. But for this Sunday, because of your event, I asked them to look for someone else. But then, that's how my appeal is first of all for the electors to get their PVCs, because that's the only way vote and be voted for. So electors must go and collect their PVCs. Secondly, they should conduct themselves in a peaceful manner. For some of us who are believers, we so much believe in the fact that God gives power to whosoever he wishes. So therefore, we must be seen to be doing our own part as the will of the Lord is established. So go about campaign without blackmail. We should do campaign of issues. Tell the electors what you want to do for them if elected. And they may see reason why they should support Mr. A rather than Mr. B. So when we are campaigning, we are advising that those who are contesting should base their campaigns on issues. And I thank God, to a large extent, I have not had much of campaign of calumny on the plateau. Those contesting for various positions are trying to convince the electorate that they are the right people to be voted for, and that is the way to go. So, in the forthcoming elections, I want to ask the good people of Just Islam Government Council, Plateau State, and Nigeria as a whole to vote candidates of their choice and allow the will of God to be established. You don't have to fight, kill, because of the candidate we're supporting. Honestly, I was elated. I didn't see it coming, because for me, for us as a council, we were just doing our thing, trying to provide services for our people, which is the reason why we are in government. And when someone called my attention that there was this opinion poll concerning who should be the best performing chairman on the plateau, and he saw my name on the list, and in fact I was among the top 5. I said, wow. I was just following it, and I was told I was voted as the best chairman for the year 2022, and it gives me great joy. And the entire people of the Ilo Government Council. And I must assure you, it is a morale booster. And I know a lot is required from me and from us to continue to better the lot of our people. I was truly elated, and I appreciate our media for the opportunity to be counted among the lucky ones to be honored with your great award.